everybody. Welcome back to the Playing with Power podcast, the issue-by-issue retrospective on Nintendo Power Magazine. You're joining us for Volume 80 from January of 1996, and this is Part 2 of 2. And you're joining us at page 59, which is the bonus issue for members only. I am your host, Ben. With me, as always, is my Canadian co-host, Mike.
Hey.
And we are joined by return guest, the Super C's, Rudy. How's it going?
How's great.
How's it going? Good.
All right. You guys ready to dig in here?
Yes.
All right. Best of 1995. Why don't you guys count us down? You start with number 1. Anybody? Adam dropped it.
What did you... Look, I'm looking at the Ken Griffey page, so I don't see a 1. I see like page 6, page 2, page 14.
Yeah, turn the page.
Oh, all right. I thought we were going to dwell on the cover for a bit.
Oh, are we? I lost you. Okay, what about the cover?
We got Ken Griffey leaning in with a bit of a furtive look on his face, like, I hope y'all ain't going to be making fun of me like 15 years from now on a podcast. Then we got Diddy and Dixie in Diddy's Conquest. And then some Splinter Cell looking reboot son of a bitch throwing a fireball. Whoever this guy is. Does anybody recognize this guy?
No.
Oh.
Well, we'll have to find out later. So, we've turned the page to the best of 1995.
And number 1 is...
Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest.
Number 2, coming in hot, is Killer Instinct. And number 3 is...
Island.
Yoshi's Island, right. Mike, what's number 4?
Chrono Trigger, one of my favorite games.
And number 5 is Mortal Kombat. Number 6 is...
Earthworm Jim.
2.
No,
Also featured earlier on this issue.
No, it's 2.
And then Mike, what's number 7 here?
Oh, Secret of Evermore, another one of my favorite games. Friggin' so good to have. Oh man, I would love to play this game again. Nothing's stopping me, but damn.
All right,
play this game. Friggin' great.
Get a towel. Okay, number 8, NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Number 9, John's favorite, Civilization. And number 10, Chavez's, what is it?
Doom.
Yes, that's right. So that was Super NES. And then, Mike, what are our top 5 for the Game Boy for 1995?
Top 5 for the Game Boy. Number 5, Mario's Picross. Number 4, Killer Instinct. Number 3, Defender Joust. Number 2, Kirby's Dream Land 2. And number 1, Donkey Kong Land.
And I'll do the Virtual Boy ones in the same voice. Number 5, Red Alarm. Number 4, Galactic Pinball. Number 3, Golf. Number 2, Mario's Tennis. And number 1 for Virtual Boy is Wario Land.
Beep, beep, beep.
So moving on in, they are next page. They are showing us a preview, so we're not really going to go into it too much here, especially since it's a sports game.
This is so faded. Ken Griffey is invisible.
It is Major League Baseball presents Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run. And of course, it's an exclusive preview because they own the damn team. So they're all about Ken Griffey Jr. And yeah, they have included this photo of him where there's shadow on like his face. You can barely make out the whites of his eyes. I mean, I'm looking at it in print here, and I can barely tell if the guy is even looking at me.
This guy's in an open field on a sunny day, and he's in stealth mode.
I didn't think it was taken in his studio, but sure. Or the print's just really dark. I don't know. It doesn't work out well.
We see him we see him signing autographs for fans, and again, this man is like he's using a stealth boy from Fallout.
Yeah. Where's his head though? I can't see it.
I know, it's like the Invisible Man. He can only tell he's there because he's wearing a shirt.
Oh, that is bad.
It's a little better on the next page. If you go to page 8, it's the same photo. You can actually see his eyes better.
Oh, he says a dark-skinned
He's
man.
just a dark-skinned man.
Well, I think it's partly the print. If you go on page 8, just flip over another page here, you'll see the same photo, and you can actually make out his facial features this time.
Yeah, he's actually there.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow. Wow, that was insightful. Thank you.
All right. And then after this, we have a calendar.
And that was Baby Chavez's take on the great Ken Griffey Jr.
What? No, it ain't.
So we've got a fold-out poster here. And it's called Krems 96. So it's featuring all the Kremlins from the Donkey Kong Country series on the inside, and on the first page, sort of outside tear-off, is the Kongs 96. So it's got a group pic photo of all of like Diddy, Donkey, Candy,
What? I don't
Funky
see
Kong.
Candy. I see Dixie.
Dixie, my bad.
Candy's missing.
I know, they killed her off at the first one. Too slutty.
They put Grammy Kong in there, but no Candy? I mean, this is slut-shaming.
Yep. They kicked her whore ass out of the Kong family.
Oh.
Yep, she was taking. Yeah, she was hoarding the wrong kinds of bananas.
They probably changed their way they did save features too, so they actually need her in the game anymore.
They didn't want kids getting boners and like opening up furries. They didn't want to risk that cultural contamination.
All right. And then next up, they have a whole feature about Disney and the Super NES. So they've already had articles telling us about how they collaborated with Disney illustrators and animators to bring us some of the Mickey games. And so they're just telling us kind of more about the games that are coming up.
Well, they're showing us Toy Story, which I remember playing this game, and it looked great.
Doesn't play great, but yeah. They have Maui Mallard, which is a Daffy Duck. Is it Daffy Duck?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's Daffy. No, not Daffy Duck. That's Warner Brothers.
Donald Duck.
Donald Duck. Thank you. Donald Duck, Maui Mallard is coming up.
Gargoyles.
They have the Gargoyles. What's this one on the page 11 here, the bottom right?
Page 11.
The guy that's a cop.
Oh, Bonkers.
Bonkers. That's
Bonkers,
it. Was
yeah, totally nuts. Bonkers. No ifs, ands, or buts. Just bonkers.
Was he created for the game first, and then the cartoon followed?
No, I can't imagine that. No. I mean, the game was... It was not like such all-star material that they thought, oh, we got to make something from this. Like, it's clear, at least to me, that the cartoon came out first. And it kept Chip Cummings employed when they weren't doing Darkwing. But, I still would have preferred him to be Darkwing rather than Lucky Piquel from Bonkers.
It seems like a replacement for Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
I mean, it just feels like the way. Anyways, so it's basically a whole article. Except they're talking about Pocahontas here, and they've interviewed the various illustrators, animators about their
the
process.
Musicians. We get to see the musicians with their MIDI keyboards, how they get their sound effects in the chip.
Do, 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 do. Yeah. Okay. And then after that, next section is all about secret codes and passwords for save games. So they're giving you some cheats essentially here to skip ahead in various games, including Castlevania Dracula X, True Lies, Judge Dredd, Blackthorn, Super Return of the Jedi, Super Return of the Jedi for Game Boy, Warlock, Wario Blast for Game Boy, Jungle Strike for Game Boy, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, MechWarrior 3050, Syndicate, Waterworld, and Pocky Rocky 2. And that concludes the members-only special. So, not the best thing ever for members only, but it's something. You know?
Yep, and next is Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? Well, you're on the Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells us that a legendary cartoon is now a hot new hit. So, I believe you played this game, right?
I believe this is your homework, but good lucky for you. I have played this in the past, so you're okay. So this is it's a.
Is it hit
interesting?
Or shit?
It's not good. Put it that way. So here's what's good about it. Here's what's good. You've got the theme song in the game, so that's good. That's a plus. The graphics are very close to the original cartoon. Very nice. It's got some mild story in it, but the problem with it is it really doesn't give you any kind of guidance on where to go. You're just literally wandering from room to room, poking, like just pressing. It's basically like a point and click adventure, except you're moving Shaggy and Scooby around to do your pointing and clicking. So it's
this smells like Pac-Man.
It's a pretty frustrating experience. You have to collect different clues and items, and then you have to bring them back and present like evidence to I think Daphne. Anyways, it's not a terribly good game. I tried playing it with my son, who's now was 4 at the time.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
What happened?
It's just that it said snack and whack your way to the big bone.
Where? Oh yeah.
The first one, snack and whack your way.
Nice. Good catch there. I didn't even see that.
And it looks like he's trying to give some lumps. It looks like Shaggy's been shrunk down to like little sugar cups, and it looks like he's trying to give lumps to the sugar rather than taking lumps of sugar.
Mm-hmm. If that is sugar.
Well, it's sugar with a really goofy smile.
So yeah, I couldn't get very far in the game, so I can't speak to it being terribly good. But like I said, it's got some pluses to it. They actually use like all the music from the original cartoon, including not just the theme song, but the when they're looking for something or they're scared, they use original sound effects,
including that booga-dooga-dooga-dooga-ding when you take off.
Yeah, it's got all that stuff in there. So if you like super hardcore into Scooby Doo and you don't mind slogging through a point-and-click adventure, maybe it's worth going back and playing. But it's not a terribly fun game. There you have it. Anything else from you guys?
Yeah. So I something a little off topic. My wife said I do the best Scooby Doo voice.
Oh, let's hear it.
No, but are you serious?
Don't keep us waiting.
What do you want me to say? And I'll try to say it in Scooby Doo and the way he does it.
I don't know what would Scooby say. Like I'm not. Oh, he'd say like I'm not going in there. I'm scared of ghosts.
I'm not going there. I'm scared of ghosts.
It's not bad. It's
not bad.
I mean, I could do better, but it's just it was a little.
Yeah, that was more of an outburst rather than a sentence.
I like it.
Well, I'm not going in there. I'm scared of ghosts. That sounds more like my Bubbles.
Raggy? Oh, yeah. Like hamburgers. Yeah.
Going in there, I'm not.
Boy, Yoda now. Eat or eat not. There is no try. Okay. Let's move on to the next game here, which we are probably going to skip immediately, which is the PGA Tour 96.
I played this game. I hated it. Like the music.
Let's take a moment here, Mike, to plead to our listeners, anyone out there listening who has some kind of inkling towards playing sports games, retro sports games. If you played them, enjoy talking about them, want to talk more about them, we'd like to hear from you. We need a sports games correspondent here on the Playing with Power.
You don't have to be on the show if you're shy, but you can record your own little thing.
Yeah, you could record your little thing about what this game is, why it's good or why it's not good. We can splice it in and say, okay, now off to you, so-and-so.
Yep.
And you could be a star on this very podcast. Because when it comes to me and Mike, we do not know what the hell we're talking about when it comes to sports games.
I can launch it in my ROM. Maybe it'll play. And if it does, I'm likely not going to figure out what to do. Like, I cannot figure out how to aim the ball. All I could figure out in this game was I can press a button when this power gauge is zooming from one end to the other. Maybe I'm going to hit the ball with the right amount of strength. God knows if I got the right direction because I'm pressing the pad. I'm not moving around. So I managed to somehow sink a ball and make it to the next round. And all I have to say is the music for this game, it sounds like I'm watching like a late 80s sitcom. Like I was expecting to have like Fuzzy Zeller come out, trip over a sofa, and then like have the word starring Fuzzy Zeller.
Okay. All right, I have to list this music now.
Yeah, the music is like an old sitcom, and that's about the best I can say about this game.
Oh, it's pretty bad. Bubbles! Oh, man.
Is that it? It doesn't sound familiar.
No? How about this?
Yeah.
Oh. This is bad. Oh, this is bad. All right, I need to turn that off before we fall asleep. Golden Girls called. They want their interstitials back.
Oh, man. I've seen clips of the Golden Girls. I'm surprised they got away with half the shit they did back then, because those gals were saucy.
They were saucy.
Oh, man. That was just like comic genius.
Those were the days.
Yeah, not that far back, okay? I mean,
okay.
Hey, you're missing it. They're talking about the show, The Golden Girls.
Oh,
Not Golden Showers. Golden Girls.
Golden Girls. It's
I used to watch that as a kid.
You did?
For some reason.
I watched it as a kid too, and I don't know why. Because it's definitely not for kids.
No, it's not. But we used to watch that all the time. I don't know why. Maybe to make fun of old ladies or something. I don't.
Oh, old ladies calling each other sluts. That is prime time TV.
Yeah, we used to watch that faithfully every day.
I love that clip where the girls are in lockup, and then what was not Blanche, the
Maud?
Arthur's, yeah, Maud, the oldest one. She shows up, and she goes to bail them out, and she goes, "You got to get us out of here. They arrested us for prostitution." And she goes, "Yeah, I can't believe anybody would imagine that anyone would want to sleep with you."
that older one, she was a gangster. I liked her.
Mm-hmm.
She was one of my favorite ones.
Oh yeah, B. Arthur's mom on the Estelle Getty. She was phenomenal. Like, yeah, she was an ass kicker on that show.
Yes.
Well, speaking of kicking ass, we are in classified information. Gone are the days of the manila envelopes. Now we've got this embossed circuitry on what appears to be a steel plate. And
with a credit card on top of it.
Yeah, I don't know what these numbers mean, but
it says member identification number.
yeah. So again, it's like a credit card on top of an embossed circuitry. I don't know why. I prefer the manila envelopes. Makes me feel like I'm a secret agent gathering info from a dead drop.
I'm kind of digging this style, I gotta say.
It looks too much to me like a grill, the grill plate.
It's supposed to be like a circuit board, but like carbon.
Yeah, I worked on circuit boards, and that looks to me like a George Foreman grill with,
The George Foreman grill?
Yeah, like,
I can see that.
or like with the pancakes.
If you want the nerdiest looking pancakes.
I was gonna say this is like a grill shape for like if you wanted your pancake to look like a circuit board.
Now that's how it's done.
Now I'm gonna add this maple syrup patch. Flavor upgrade. So
all right,
we got to see Yoshi's Island, Ozzy's. Oh my God, Izzy's quest for the Olympic rings. They thought somebody wanted to play this game enough but you get the stage select, so you can play less of this game.
It's like cancer.
And then stage skip, where we get to see another great title, Lorenzo's Soil.
That's for Earthworm Jim 2, by the way.
I thought I said that. I may have gone
Nope,
ahead of
you
myself.
admitted.
Nah.
You said it in your head.
And then Biker Mice from Mars with not April O'Neil telling us how we can upgrade our vehicles. And then Separation Anxiety with a stage select. Yeah, another stage select. Sparkster telling us how to be tough enough. Jungle Strike with 255 lives, so now you can finally figure out how to control your damn chopper. And Virtual League Baseball with early spring training. And one of the codes is for Canada versus the Galaxy team. And then Mortal Kombat with fatalities galore.
Yeah, there's a lot of Mortal Kombat 3 fatalities here.
Did anybody enjoy a particular fatality from the third Mortal Kombat?
My wife was really good at that game. Hold on. Hey, they're talking about a Mortal Kombat game. You said you're going to do that one, right?
Welcome to the show, periodically starring Kimberly Chavez.
Go ahead.
Okay, what?
Tell her again. She was still wanting the details of the game.
What is happening in, Mike, what is happening in Sindel Fatality? Is the guy sticking his head into a beehive?
I think she's making a beehive out of her hair. And then I presume that you get stung inside it.
Okay. Oh, I see. So that's the person is wrapping you up in like a hair thing.
Yeah, basically you get to live like the worst version of Bayonetta.
All right. Well,
yeah, moving on.
Night
Wolf.
Yeah, my son is kind of running around.
Stop it, Joe. Stop.
don't worry about it. Speaking of number threes, we're going to move on to talk about Final Fight 3.
Oh.
The search for more Knuckles.
Oh man,
Now,
what is up with this? This lady seems to have a jean bra going on.
Denim, yeah, definitely denim bra with huge breasts. And
Almost as big as Mayor Hagar's.
And she's got this also denim like shorts, boy shorts on, and then another leather vest on top of that. So as little skin as possible while looking like a biker. I mean, as much skin as possible. Excuse me. Then we've got Dean, who looks like Gal's brother that's way into anime. And of course, Mayor Hagar is in this game. So the other characters that are normally in Final Fight are not here. We've got Lucia and Dean instead. So let's read about these characters. Lucia, a hard-nosed cop with Metro City's Special Crimes Unit. Lucia has mastered many kinds of martial arts. She became fiercely loyal to Mayor Hagar when he cleared her of trumped-up corruption charges. Her fast footwork really shines when she teams up with another fighter on a two-person mission. And then tell us about Dean.
We see her working her legs like Chun-Li.
Yep.
Now, Dean is, it's whispered that this mystery man with supernatural powers is not quite human. Yeah, I'm sure that's really going to come out in the story. Dean was a top attraction on the Street Fighter circuit when he caught the evil eyes of the Skull Cross gang. After he refused to join, enraged gang members brutally attacked his family. Now he's out for revenge. And here we get to see him punch a guy in the kidneys while he's down on the ground. And then giving another guy a Blanca punch.
Oh, they didn't get rid of all the original characters. They have Guy as well.
They just didn't tell us about them.
They just didn't give him a bio or Hagar a bio, which I guess they just assume we know all the characters by now.
Yeah, Hagar is the shirtless mayor.
Can we talk about...
why does he have a belt across his... Like a pants belt, not like a bandolier, but a pants belt across his shoulders?
Who?
Hagar. I'm looking at him on the main insert, and he's got like a huge belt across his chest.
I don't know. He's just wearing suspenders in the game, so I don't know what the artist thought of doing.
Yeah, I've got suspenders. Why do I need a belt?
Yeah, you either wear a belt around your waist or you wear suspenders around your shoulders. You don't put a belt around your shoulders.
I don't know.
That's not how it works.
Japan has this odd obsession with belts in anime. Like, you play Final Fantasy X, there's a woman who basically wears a dress of belts.
Nice. All right, we got to talk about some of the names of these bad guys here. The first guy, the first boss, his name is Dave. No joke.
Dave.
Oh, okay. I got to read about these guys.
And then when you're done with him, then you can just say, Dave's not here, man.
It's not just Dave, it's Big Dave, apparently. It's a renegade cop who's crossed over to the Skull Cross gang. Dave's deadliest attack is the giant jump. When he leaps into the air, move away fast. His shadow will follow, show you where he's going to land. Big Dave also wields a billy club in ways that definitely violate regulations.
Oh.
That means he sticks them up your butt.
And that's when you say, I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Dave.
I'm sorry. All right. So what else do we have here? Something called Call Man.
Round 2. Mean Streets. Creep Eats. Call Man. You're headed for trouble when you run to the head waiter in this barbecue joint. Call Man's been racking up some serious time down at the weight room. And he'd love nothing more than to clean and jerk you into the wall. Oh my god. First you're getting sodomized by Dave, now Call Man wants to jerk you in the bathroom.
That's why he's called Call Man. It's like I call a girl, but
he's not a girl, he's all man.
He's a man.
Don't let him get ahead of steam or he'll run right over you. Keep moving and soon it will be last call for Call Man.
Ayo.
Oh, man.
Round 3, we've got Michael Caine. I mean, just Caine. This Caine definitely isn't a good citizen. Hi-oh. Get it? Citizen Caine? Anyways. I'll be here all week. Try the fish. Seeing you invade his dilapidated bus yard, he'll challenge you to hit the roof where he hangs out. Caine likes to play heavy metal chin music with his extra long wrench. That sounds phallic.
Sounds gay.
Gay! Lugging such a big tool slows him down, though. Don't let him take a full swing at you. Just keep moving. Caine is also nearsighted. If you retreat to the far end of the bus roof, he'll have a hard time seeing you. Now is the time to launch a jumping attack. Nice.
And we see a picture of this guy. He looks like he's somehow like a huge hulking guy while also being a lanky skinny dude.
Did you ever see that movie with Rainn Wilson as like a super? It's called Super.
Oh, that's on my list to see. Like I heard, like it is like brutal and sad and hilarious and violent.
I don't think it's hilarious at all. I think it's really kind of disturbing. Basically, like the guy just decides, like a shorter cook at some point, just decides to just go beat the shit out of people using a wrench, and then eventually gets like padded armor and all that.
So it's like Kick-Ass, but if he was really, if he was somehow even sadder.
If he was like poor and slightly retarded, and yeah, it's kind of sad.
And now for round 4, we meet Wong, who, in his first picture, it looks like you caught him getting swifty. And then the next one, he's getting bitch slapped like hell.
Backhanded.
It's like, what did I tell you about getting swifty, General?
Oh,
Bam! Did we lose your job business?
Huh?
You still there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
We're
all right. So round 5, we've got a guy. His name is Stray.
Oh my god.
It says, this power plant with purple hair is your toughest foe yet. Stray moves fast and has surrounded himself with a passel of pets. While they're buzzing around, Stray will try to crush you with his power leap, then turn off your lights with a mean jab from his claw hands.
He kind of looks... This is kind of like their tribute to the Joker. Because
I could see
in
that.
Like some chemical factory, and you've got a dude with a green and purple scheme going on, who is acrobatic.
And then I love the name of the round 6 guy. His name is Black. And they don't even show a picture of him.
What's causing crime in the city? Black. No, really. Like, who's the one person? Well, Black.
We gotta take care of black crime in the city.
See that? That's racist, hon.
It is racist. This game is racist.
Welcome to the show. It's made in Japan. Of course, it's racist.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like kind of like Street Fighter. You know what I mean? They had Blanco for Brazilian. They had a Mexican man, right? Hawk and T-Hawk and like stereotypes.
And I wreck you with his nasty writing core.
Wouldn't say that.
Yeah, he says, with his criminal empire crumbling, Black decides to take matters into his own burly hands. The mastermind behind the Skullcross gang helicopters in for the final showdown. Wait out for his whirling dervish attack, then hit hard when he catches his breath. Black will also try to rake you with his nasty riding crop. To finish this evil genius off, you'll have to pin him against the high-powered Transformer. Shocking.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like the Black Queen from Battletoads.
You did not say that. That's... Oh.
All right. So that's enough for Final Fight 3. Let's move on to our first and last Virtual Boy game for the issue. Jack Bros. Sounds bad, but it's not.
Oh yeah, I've seen these characters before. They don't look... The main characters that we see drawn on this insert do not look like they're depictions in the game.
No. There's 3. There's Jack-O-Lantern. Who else is here? Jack Frost and Jack Skelton.
These are fairy monsters from the Persona series.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, these exact characters. Yeah, it's also made by Atlas. So, yeah, if you ever played the Shin Megami Tensei games or the Persona games, they've got these characters in them. They're called Pyro Jack instead of Jack-O-Lantern, but the other one is called Jack Frost.
That's cool. So it's a pretty decent game, actually. You don't have to play it in Virtual Boy. You can play it 2D. It plays just fine, too. The gimmick with the 3D dimension is basically you start on the top level of like whatever kind of labyrinth or tower you're on, and you can see the lower levels behind it moving independently. So it's got sort of that parallax effect. And when you complete each level, you jump down to the one below it. So it, pulls that level up in front of your face. So you definitely feel the 3D every time you complete a level.
Huh.
The object of each level, and it's timed, so you have a timer. You have to defeat every enemy to clear the. Well, you don't have to defeat every enemy. You have to get all the keys, and you may have to defeat every enemy to do that, and then you can sort of unlock the door to jump down to the next level. So it requires you to be have fast decision-making power and use your reflexes very carefully. So it's somewhat of like a timed puzzle game, I would say. And it's pretty fun. It's can be pretty challenging, but it makes you. It doesn't. It's not punishing. It just doesn't feel like it's unfair. It gives you like, this is a legitimate challenge. It doesn't feel like it was cheating. In other words, like, no, it feels doable if you were to practice it, and figure out like your sequence. But yeah, it's like you die three lives, you're done, start from the beginning of the game, kind of thing. Graphics are good, music's good. I would recommend it.
Is it expensive?
It's free.
It's on Virtual Boy.
That means yes.
Get it on emulator, is what I would say.
Yeah, get it.
There's no other way to play it.
I'm a purist. I mean, I get it emulated, but I gotta have the real deal.
If you're a purist, then you got to go buy a Virtual Boy, and then you got to go find and buy this game. So,
if you're a
good
purist,
luck.
you got to be rich. So,
I'm gonna tell you something that has happened to me once. Since this is a Virtual Boy related. I got a Virtual Boy, and if I told you, you wouldn't believe me. Honestly, truth. A lady didn't know what she had, and she sold me a Virtual Boy for $11.
Whoa.
She didn't know what it was. I told her how much is for this goggles.
The goggles.
Yeah, she couldn't figure out how did they work, right? And so she was sort of like looking at it and didn't know what it was, and then she just take it for $11. And I got it with Mario Tennis and the controller with it.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I think that's the best buy I've ever had in a swap meet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, but I'll tell you that the problem with the Virtual Boy, right, is that the little tripod part of the legs, they could break really easy in time. The plastic part of it could break off, and then you have to get a replacement or have some kind of proxy glue to fix it in place again.
No, you just take the device and you duct tape it to your head.
You have to lay down on the ground and then prop it up to be over your face with stacks of books.
It'll be like a sleep mask that will give you eye strain.
The only thing that's odd is it's sort of the controls, right? It's sort of, and I won't say quirky, but it has a GameCube feel to it, sort of the controls.
Okay, so I found a copy of this on eBay for $300.
Oh no!
You still feel like being a purist?
Or if you want it with the manual, you can pay $475.
But you said it's worth it, right?
Not that worth it.
Oh, it's not that worth it.
Worth playing. I didn't know about buying. This is worth I don't know, $2.75. By that I mean $2.75.
I don't think it'll be a good.
Shit! We got a message from Peter Guzman. I just checked our Facebook live recording, and he's sending us some comments.
Oh Jesus!
He's saying, "Oh snap! Sup guys? I'm watching you."
Oh, that's problematic. All right, don't pay attention to that too much. We're trying to record here, Mike. Don't let it be a distraction.
I just want to see if you'll comment on it.
So, how much would you pay for this, Rudy?
If I was to be honest with you, I won't pay no more than $250.
Dollars?
Yeah.
How much would you actually, if you actually saw this for sale somewhere, and you had to pull out, would you actually pull out your wallet and buy this?
Like you mean like in a flea market or a store, or how would you?
In a flea market, what would you bargain it down to?
Oh no! I can haggle. I'm an expert haggler, so I could probably haggle it to, depending if it's like one of those little weird, have a bunch of games but don't sell kind of a place in there. I will probably do is I'll just sort of act a fool, like I don't know what it is, sort of. And I'll say that, well, I think my kid got a gaming console for this game, and it looks really weird because it's red looking. Where's the colors to this? I'll take it for you for $30 if take it off your hands. I mean, there's color in it. Obviously not, right? But I'll just sort of act stupid like that.
Nice. Okay, so $30. That'd be your price point.
Yeah.
All right. I can dig it. All right, let's move on to Tetris Blast, which they say is for Super Game Boy, but is really just for Game Boy. And so here's what it is. Imagine you have Tetris with bombs. I know, right? That's what this game is.
Wow.
Each level has some kind of unique pre-positioned blocks / bombs with like a big bomb at the bottom. And bricks come down, pieces come down randomly at you with little pieces of bombs. And if you clear a line that has a little bomb on it, it deletes like 3 rows at a time. And if you clear a row that has a big bomb on it, it clears like 5 rows at a time. So I think that's how it works. Oh, no, they complete, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking it right. So they call them bugs, I think. Or no, they have I don't know what they call them. They don't really call them bombs in here. I didn't read the documentation, to be honest. I just played it.
Yeah, it looks like someone combined Dr. Mario, and Tetris.
Kind of. It's a little bit odd. It seems that way. You don't actually have to line the bombs up at all. It's irrelevant, the placement of the bombs. I don't know why. Yeah. So, but there are obstacles later on as you get through levels. You can see there's a mode here where they have little pests that get in the way of your blocks, and you cannot just clear regular lines. You have to clear a line with a bomb in it to get rid of them. And they have funny names like Cubit, Gloop, and Squidly. So that's Tetris Blast. If you are tired of Tetris and that's all you play, then by God, get this one with the bombs in it. If you played Tetris, liked it, but not enough to go buy another Tetris game, don't waste your time.
Stick with Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
I'm a Dr. Mario person. I love Dr. Mario. I never got heavily into Tetris, but Dr. Mario is definitely my game.
Did you play for the N64? It has a story mode.
I haven't played the N64 when I played the one on the NES.
Well, clearly you missed out on lore.
Well, spoiler alert, sir. That's a future issue.
I have a question for you guys. Is Mario really a doctor?
I don't know if he's really anything. Like, he probably got his degree by watching Scrubs.
I don't even think he's a real plumber, to be honest. Have you ever seen him unclog a toilet?
Have you ever seen a wrench in his hands?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have actually. On the repair service center image.
I think Mario was a construct. What was it? Wrecking crew, a carpenter, construction worker.
He
race car driver. Yeah.
It's like he's
golfer.
Yeah. Golf. Oh yeah, golf.
Professional golfer. He was a referee.
Yep. Tennis player. Yep.
Yeah. Mike Tyson's Punch Out, right? Referee. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, referee and Punch Out, and then he was what was he, like an MC, master of ceremonies or something in his parties, or that wasn't a job. He was just doing shit. Oh yeah, go-kart driver.
Yep.
Professional go-kart driver.
Mm-hmm.
Part-time cat, apparently, in some games.
Well,
he's had a lot of careers in different suits, but I don't think I've ever seen him unclog a toilet.
No,
so
that would be like a very sad game where basically like he's just like using his plunger and you have to like alternate the plunge strikes and out and out and out and out. And
they couldn't make
then the toilet finally drains.
You couldn't make a mini game in Mario Party that involves plunging a toilet. I'm just saying.
You could use the Wii mode as a snake.
Here you go.
You just spin it round and round and round and round and grind that hairball out of the shower drain.
Yeah, he has a true point because in all his Mario games, there's nothing really plumber related per se, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not besides Super Mario going into pipes, right? He never did anything plumbing based, right?
No, he entered pipes, but that it's not really plumbing related. Anybody can walk into a large tubed area.
I'm still waiting for Turd Burglar 64 to come out.
He's a jack of all trades, sort of.
Yes. Master of nothing. Jack of all trades. All right, let's move on. We have a Take 2 here, which is a short review of a game called Getaway High Speed, which has nothing to do with racing. It's a pinball game.
Pinball.
For the Game Boy.
Oh my god, and they used a red and gold scheme, which looks not painful to the eyes at all.
This is horrible to look at. But wait, there is a racing mode. Video mode in the Getaway shifts you completely away from the pinball game to a driving game. You're on a highway filled with slow-moving traffic, but you're still trying to get away. Shift up and down using A and B while steering with the crosspad to avoid traffic. If you keep your speed high and don't crash, you'll make extra major points, and that can earn you extra balls.
So the driving is a mini game to get you more balls.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how it says like you win with I guess it's like pinballs lined up on a fender.
Oh,
And if that sounds as easy to read as it sounds, well, yeah, it is. It's freaking impossible to read.
Oh my god! I totally thought that was like the screen glitching.
it does look that way. No, he has a point. It looks like the top part doesn't fade in right with the bottom half.
It looks like the screen's glitching out, like there's static on the television. It's awful looking.
No, it's just its way of saying you win with gray balls on a serrated gray rectangle. It's like an overhead view of a highway.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of balls, let's hear about Frank Thomas's Big Hurt Baseball, which of course none of us played.
No.
Frank Thomas. Who's Frank Thomas?
If his picture's to be believed, he looks like a very angry Obama.
He looks like
He does.
He's half computer, because he's got that, the CGI lines.
Oh yeah, he's glitching out. He's like
he's being sucked into the world of Tron.
He's being
right
matrixed,
now.
Like he's being matrixed by
he is being matrixed
by Agent Jones.
He reminds me
Hello, Mr. Thomas.
of Mask. Mask, the cartoon Mask. You know where can I say Vatrix? Vertrix? I don't know.
The Rat Mix.
Masked Crusaders working overtime, bringing Frank Thomas. That one?
I saw the opening to Mask, and I just what pissed me off was that these people have cars that can transform into multiple vehicle forms, and and the show is named after the fucking masks they wear. Like, goddamn, why don't you call them like fucking Via Changers or something? Like, you've got cars that can transform from a helicopter to a submarine, and you're focusing on the masks.
But here's a question: I thought a mask is like a maybe like a half piece of a face look, right? Wouldn't it be called helmet? Because of the
yeah. Well, see, the mask, it was actually an acronym. They didn't call them masks. Mask itself was an acronym. If you look it up, it's like the M.A. I'll look it up.
Yeah. We'll talk about angry Obama. Talking about play options to take it deep. Fuck this. This is a saucy issue. We got one guy saying, watch the runner, and it honestly looks like he's playing in his pajamas.
Are you ready to hear what it stands for?
Yeah.
Mobile Armored Strike Command with a K.
With the K?
Yes.
Is it the K's? No, I'm not. It's not. The K's first.
Mobile Armored Strike Command with a K, and then they fight Venom, which is also an acronym for Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem.
Wow, these people have no illusions. Like, no, we're not just like going to liberate our people from Americans. No, we're just fucking evil. We're just going to kill people because it's fun. And we have literally nothing better to do with our massive amounts of money.
But let me ask you this. How do they make a living? They just give people gas when vehicles come by?
They just get kids to buy the toys, and then they make a cartoon to advertise the toys.
Well, no, I meant in the cartoon.
Yeah, where did Venom get their money?
Independently wealthy? I don't know. Maybe he sold a startup.
He was started by the Koch brothers. So
he sold nuclear secrets to the Iranians.
And pinned it all on a president's wife.
He pinned it on Venom, and now he has to come after them to keep them quiet.
You know, the interesting part is they had a chick, right? It was a mechanic, a tomboy. They did the mechanic work on Mask.
Yeah, they always did. They always had like some. They always had to have like some girl just in case like you're hitting puberty.
What do you say about that? Yeah. There was only a chick mechanic. That was the only mechanic in there.
So anyway, we got these guys playing baseball in their pajamas. And that's really much all I can say about it. You look at this game, like it looks like they're wearing wife beaters. and like a white shirt with white pants with a red stripe on it. Like, these guys went down to the kitchen for a snack, and they all bumped into each other and decided to have a little Angels in the Outfield moment in the backyard.
It's not a good look.
The baseball bat looks so small.
It doesn't look like a bat so much like it looks like a 2x4. Just went to the hardware store, grabbed it. Cut this down to 3 feet for me.
He is swinging a pipe. He went down to Lowe's, grabbed a little PVC.
There you
He's
go.
like, good enough.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm an athlete. It's not the tool you use, it's how you use it.
Mm-hmm.
It is like a pipe. Yeah, it looks. Yeah.
Or if you're Sammy Sosa, as long as it's corked.
This is like the poor man's version of baseball.
You just shove a couple of champagne corks in a PVC tube, and there you go.
All right.
Okay, so now we're in Counselor's Corner. And the first one we have is Mick Foley.
Mick Foley.
Yes. working a double.
What are the odds? Foley is God.
What?
All right.
I actually own this game.
He's posing. You played Operation Europe?
Yes, and I have it.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God! This looks like it had to be made by Toei.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
it
definitely Koei.
Toei, whatever. And then we see
Toei's animation.
Oh my God, Chris Cameron, who basically lives in a Virtual Boy. And it's not just his office, but also his shirt.
It's Brett Ratner's autistic son.
Oh my God, I was thinking more like slow Ben Affleck.
Oh, you heard it? He talking about your boy.
Yeah, I'm dissing your boy. What you gonna do about it? What?
Anyways.
You want to step?
Chris Cameron here is telling us about Yoshi's Island, how to use the deflating red balloons, how to reach the mini battle in Stage 6-1, and where's the gold ring in that extra Stage 4.
And then Rich Lind, who is apparently broadcasting from hell, as talking about Chrono Trigger, answering the question, how do I cast the Poyozo dance?
It's funny. It's funny.
And then we have to defeat the Son of Sun, and he tells us where the Black Rock is. And then from heaven, after we leave hell, now we go to heaven, and we meet Matt Clark telling us about asteroids and Missile Command. Which, I can't believe a game as simple as asteroids or Missile Command needed a strategy, but here you go, and it tells you how to get a bonus city. What are some good tips for asteroids? I don't know, shoot things and don't get hit.
There are some interesting Q&A fast facts at the bottom here. For Mortal Kombat 3, people wrote in asking if they can play as Shao Kahn, and they said, no, sorry, nobody on Earth is that evil. And they also asked, is the graveyard stage in the game? They said, nope. But if you finish enough fighters, you can turn every stage into a graveyard. In case you're still confused, that's just a figure of speech. No tombstones here.
You could also check out The Graveyard Shift at facebook.com/thegraveyardshiftpod.
Zing!
And then he tells us about Batman Forever and Centipede Millipede.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those ones aren't as interesting.
And
Factoids.
And then we get the Battlezone Arena, which is just challenges. Except it's taken up 2 pages this time.
Oh, this is
focus
awful.
is winning.
I can't even, this is the worst background I've seen in a long time on Nintendo Power.
Oh my God, it's like an out of focus purple waffle.
It's like they took a picture of a chain link fence and then overexposed it or underexposed it and then sort of blurred the photo and then slapped black text on top of that. So good luck reading whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, this is just abominable.
This is awful. Okay, we're going to move forward here. Now playing. Should we dig in? Look, we have time. We should dig in on all these, right?
Yeah.
All right. Mike, take the first one here.
Breath of Fire 2, a perennial classic where it's dragons and heroes collide, and one of the biggest fantasy RPGs ever. So, what do they have to tell us? Good battle animations, excellent battle mechanics, and innovations such as Township. However, poor English translation. And I agree with them, that is the only flaw it had. When it came out in a re-release on the Game Boy, I think they fixed some of the translations.
All right, Earthworm Jim 2, they say the toughest worm in the universe has lost his true love and it's up to you to win her back. They say offbeat humor, excellent graphics and sound, lots of variety, improved play control from the original, however, a little uneven. Some stages are very simple and others are very tough. The humor may not be for everyone.
They made a level based about a guy who had ALS. I can't enjoy this game anymore. So Chavez's, do you want to talk about the next two games? Guess not. Final Fight.
Yes. No, sorry. Final Fight 3?
Yeah.
Yes, Final Fight 3 was, I gotta say, was really, really interesting. I've never actually owned the cartridge. That game has a finishing move, and it has a similar feel to Bionic Commando from the arcade or Super Nintendo, where you could press forward and forward attack, and it does like a rush attack on you. So it has like a variety of new changes to it. But the only thing what happened?
I meant read what it says, but I appreciate your enthusiasm.
Okay then. Okay, my bad. Okay. The original side-scrolling Street fighting game returns. The gearheads the gearheads may be gone.
Oh, you don't have to read the whole thing. Just skip down to the...
I'm glad he was paying attention so he knows where to pick up.
Yes. Just skip down to the pluses and the minuses. You don't need to read the whole shebang there.
Okay, it says, good graphics, new characters, lots of continues. Negative, AI is simple, and challenging isn't what it could be. You want Kim to do the other one, the Getaway?
Yep. The next one is Frank
Thomas.
Where is it? Let me see. Final Fight Getaway. Oh, there it is. Frank Thomas.
Getaway into the night.
Right there, yeah.
Okay, welcome to the small show. Major League Baseball goes on the road and in your pocket with Frank Thomas, Big Hurt Baseball.
And they won.
Okay. What are the pluses and the minuses?
We don't know. I'm just kidding. It's right there.
Welcome to the show. Let's talk about the format for a bit.
Okay.
Is it right here?
Yeah, that's it right there.
Okay, the plus is excellent pitching control, one of the best sports titles of the Game Boy. The minus is no Super Game Boy enhancements.
Wah, wah. Okay. Mike, take Jimmy Houston's.
What happens when you combine high speeds with pinball? The Getaway from Williams. Interesting variety, high scores, fast action. However, no Super Game Boy enhancements and no saved high scores. Oh shit.
All right. I forgot about the Getaway. Jimmy Houston's Bass Tournament USA. The bass fishing. Yeah, I can't even read. The bass fishing craze on Lake Nintendo continues with the Super NES Angler from American Sammy.
If John was here, he would have said bass fisting, and you know it.
Someone has to. Can I read the next one too? It says, easy to learn but tough to master. Fairly realistic play. I'm going to do the next one since it's also fishing related.
Okay.
Mark Davis's The Fishing Master. More fun with bass fishing and world-class angler Mark Davis. Nice and simple. You don't have to wait hours for a strike. However, so simple, it's mindless. Anglers will find very little of challenge or interest. Weak graphics, annoying sound.
So, Rudy, you want to tell us about the Doom Troopers?
The Doom Troopers stepped out of the collectible card game and into a desperate struggle against the Dark Legion and Alligrath on your Super NES.
And?
What? Oh no! Positive, excellent layout, play control, and challenge good graphics, lots of fun, 2-player cooperative mode, negative gore galore with lots of loose heads, limbs, and geysers of
Geysers.
blood. Oh, let's say geysers. Geysers
of blood.
This
Although the game is tough, you want more of it.
there's old people's full of blood here.
Okay, Mike.
Okay, next is PGA Tour. Frig, I'm back to this shitty game again. Look at the shitty insert on this Fuzzy Zeller. He is just like turning into a pumpkin. It's like someone played this game after midnight.
Somebody's mode shot.
Challenge some of the finest golf courses in the country and the top golfers on the PGA Tour. Lots of course variety, good play options, many of the pros are in the game. However, poor putting control and perspective on the greens. Slow access time, the wind exerts too much force on the ball and changes direction wildly. Slow tournament play.
Revolution X from Acclaim. Do you want to rock and roll? Do you want to rumble? Acclaim plays it very loud with Rev X. Good graphics and music, true to the arcade, especially if you play it cranked. However, the riffs are repeated too often. Endless shooting without enough variety. Rudy, tell us about Scooby Doo Mystery.
The Scooby Doo game tackles its first mysteries on the Super NES. Graphics really look like the cartoon. Some innovative game ideas, passwords, negative. Play controls isn't sharp. Not very challenging. Definitely a game for younger players or for retards.
Wow.
Harsh.
Shots fired.
I'm just kidding.
You just cost us our Down syndrome demographic.
Uh-oh.
So next is Spawn. Good graphics, lots of moves. In spite of all the moves, the game doesn't really offer anything new or challenging.
That was fast. Okay, Tetris Blast. A puzzle blast that blows the top off of traditional Tetris. Excellent play. 2-player option, very fun and very addictive. However, no 2-player Super Game Boy option.
Okay,
And
so
Rudy, what do you got for War 2410?
take us home.
It's turn. Him, you gotta do something. You do that one, the war one.
Okay, command futuristic weapons in 25th century warfare.
And hold on. Wait, okay, there it is.
Okay, plus the positive side. Simple rules of engagement and interesting tactics. Negative, simple graphics, slow battle animation, scenarios develop slowly.
And there it is.
I like the insert
Alright.
here. This looks fantastic for the bottom insert where it shows 2 tanks on the highway and 2 tanks about to shoot each other. This looks like cell shaded GameCube level graphics.
It's probably just a still. Are you going to read the last one, Zoop, for Game
Oh
Boy?
wow, completely forgot about that one. Zoop, there it is. Puzzle action comes at you from every side in Viacom. Zoop, baby, zoop, baby, zoop. Yeah, you didn't think I could get 2 in there, did you? But I did. Positives, a very challenging puzzle game. A negative, only 2 puns come to mind. Also, no learning curve between beginner and expert levels.
Zoop, doggy dog.
Trifecta.
Okay, so the editors really loved Tetris Blast for Game Boy this month, and then also really loved Earthworm Jim, but not as much. And they totally dogged on most everything else except for Frank Thomas Big Hurt Baseball for Game Boy, Mutant Chronicles for Super NES, and one person liked Breath of Fire 2, another person liked Scooby Doo Mystery.
Well, now we know that only one person has good taste. Because Breath of Fire was fucking amazing.
Only one person hasn't played the same game before millions of times.
John here loves fighting simulations and RPGs, but he did not cast his vote for Breath of Fire. John, fuck you. And not our John. This
John without an H.
Yeah. Also,
All right,
Terry. Terry, where
Yes.
the fuck were you? You abandoned RPGs.
Let's move on to Pack Watch here. they're showing us some previews, so we'll get into the feature games later. Mega Man X3 is coming soon from Capcom.
Looking fresh.
PGA European Tour from Black Pearl. Oh boy. Virtual Fishing for Virtual Boy. Looks awful. Coming from THQ.
Red snapper is always the fish of the day. Every fish is red. Every snapper is red. You fuckers.
I can't believe they put that in there.
But that really literally is red.
Everything is red.
Everything.
You got the red rainbow trout. You got the red blue-bellied bass. You got the red pike.
Got the red whale. The red bass. The red trout.
What about black everything?
Oh
No,
God.
all red. It's not just the fish of the day. It's the fish of the week, fish of the year, fish of the all time for Virtual Boy.
Oh, 3D Tetris. This game looks fucking awesome and terrible at the same time. The Tetraminos now have faces and hair.
I actually own it.
Do you really?
Yes,
That's right. You did tell us that.
I have it packed up, the Japanese version of this.
So how does it play?
I haven't got to try it.
You suck, Rudy.
Well, we haven't gotten to the feature yet. There's still time. We've got Disney's Pocahontas coming out for THQ. Not starring Elizabeth Warren.
No.
And then we've got...
You guys see the bottom of that picture? I don't know. Is she swimming or she's falling from the cliff?
I thought she was doing the splits.
Oh my God! It looks like she's a skateboarder that wiped out.
I think she's swimming upwards, but like the screenshot has her at like her widest leg point.
Well, then what do you say? Is she wearing a diaper or something? Oh, never mind.
No, that's her like loincloth thing.
Yeah, that's her hide.
Diaper. Stupid.
I thought it was
God.
diaper.
She has no face.
No, it's her dress.
Oh, she has no
Wears a
face at
dress
all.
underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made the choice to not make it look like the cartoon so they could fit more stuff on the screen at the same time, which is admirable because then you can see more of the screen, but then you lose all kind of sprite work, essentially. You can't tell exactly what it is.
Did she knock down a beehive or a very huge apple?
I thought it was a globe.
If she's feeding the raccoon a globe that just happened to fall off of a tree.
Yes. It's a giant wheel of cheese, for all I know. I don't...
And apparently in the middle insert, it looks like she's laying out a trap for the Roadrunner with 3 piles of magnetic birdseed. This game looks fucking terrible. And why is she swimming in a Red Sea? Is this like some period joke?
Oh.
Oh.
Nope. That's just the blood of her people.
Oh.
It was a genocide joke. Anyways. So, they're telling us about soccer on the new 64. The screenshot does not look that great, so I hope the real version looks better. Cutthroat Island for the Game Boy, which looks stupendously awful.
I thought you said stupendously cool.
Yeah, it looks like it was drawn. It looks like it was like rendered in sand.
It looks bad. It looks real bad.
Especially when you look at the background and it just goes herringbone on the buildings.
Yeah.
It looks like, it looks like what they call Japanese characters on the middle picture on the windows. It look like
the window panes look like kanji.
Yeah, they do.
Got it.
All right. What else we have here? You can play Killer Instinct over X-Band modem and play people over your phone line. Coming soon, NBA Live 96 for Game Boy. Oh boy. Let's see here. Prehistoric Man, Artie Lightfoot, Sink or Swim was coming out for Super NES. And then what else? Lost Vikings 2 for Super NES is coming out.
Beautiful game.
They're having to do a contest for Cutthroat Island.
It's a great game.
PGA Tour 96, PGA European Tour, the Olympics, Road Rash, and a bowling game are coming from THQ. And then it says in November 1995, Nintendo set a milestone when it shipped its 1 billionth game pack. The 1 billionth pack met the media at Nintendo's North Bend, Washington warehouse where product is shipped out to retailers across the country. If you want a stupid numerical comparison, and they wrote that, by the way, assume that the average Nintendo game takes 4 hours to play, which is way short. Then it would take more than 684,000 years to play 1 billion games. Mind you, that's not including leap years. I don't know who wrote that, but that is oddly written. And then, next up, we have the Players Bowl contest. Woo! Third prize, you can win yourself a T-shirt for Nintendo Power. Second prize, you can win an exclusive Power Press kit. And which is, it says swag, trinkets, brochures, and trash. I'm not joking that they put trash in there.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, that's bad. That's just all like the marketing material you get for free from various, booths. That's bad.
But they make
that's
up
real
for
bad.
It.
Prize.
They make up for it with the grand prize.
You can attend the 1996 E3 Electronic Entertainment Expo. See the newest games, play the future hits, be a part of gaming history. Go to E3 in Los Angeles, attend the largest interactive gaming trade show in the world, check out all the games for Nintendo's Ultra 64, hang with the power editors in Nintendo's booth. You can't get in any other way. Mingle with industry insiders and mix with the movers and shakers and hear the news at breaks. And they say this show is not open to the public. You can watch it at home or on the news, or you can live the experience in Nintendo Power Magazine. So, did I tell you that I actually been to E3?
How?
Well, apparently that'll just kind of take anybody. If you put an application and say your job applies to video game development, that'll let you in.
Well, so you can say I run a review site, and then they'll build you like, yeah, sure, okay.
I was working for like an e-learning company at the time, and they said, oh, we're looking into using Unity as an engine for our training programs. And they let me in.
Did you have any intention on doing that?
No. They didn't ask. They didn't and then my coworker who didn't even put any details in it got in too, so.
He could just send little pig, let me in.
But it isn't really meant, unless you're press, you really just get shit on the whole time. So, I mean, there were kids from all over the country from they had jobs at GameStop and stuff like that, right? And so you all go into the poor person line and you sit there and wait and you watch as dumb shits who don't know or ask from a hole in the ground about video games walking right in front of you through the press line every time. Oh, what is this? Where are we? Oh, it's a video game. I'm oh, that's okay. I've just sat in line for 2 hours to watch 5 minutes of The Division so that you could walk in front of me, Mr. I don't understand where I am. Not that I'm bitter or anything. But anyways, so the fact that they sent this kid to E3 doesn't necessarily mean it was a great experience. It was worth going to once, but I would not do it again, put it that way. All right. Coming next issue, Mega Man X3 to cover game, Toy Story for Super NES, Nestor's Funky Bowling for Virtual Boy, and they have codes for Donkey Country 2. And then, sort of on the last page-ish, they have what appear to be... Are these power stamps? What is this?
No, what's first off is the Dumb Cow game, where you get to play an Earthworm Jim dice roll game, which you and several people advance from different positions to get towards the circle to, I guess, complete the game. And you will pick certain cards which will either send you backwards, let you go forward, or you lose a turn. And you would cut these things out, and you could play a really tiny roll game.
Yeah, it's a really tiny board game.
That's actually really neat.
That's cool they put that in there. So the paper that they printed on, it looks like it's perforated. It's not at all. So it's just a standard magazine sheet. So it's not like it's cardboard
really
that's well durable.
Really flimsy papers.
Pretty much. They didn't spend the extra money to make this some kind of card stock at all.
You could not play this outside. Just the sunshine would blow this shit away.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. And then they're telling us a little bit about some new items in their catalog. They have some limited edition Yoshi's Island animation cells. which is a limited production of 1,000 hand-numbered and hand-assembled cells. You can get the Yoshi hat or a Yoshi sweatshirt.
Well, my wife loves that.
That concludes our coverage for this issue. Thank you very much, Chavez, for joining us. Where can folks look to find you?
Just look for us on YouTube. Type in the Super C's, and you should find us on YouTube channel.
Right on.
Sweet.
And Mike, where can they find more of you?
You can find me on the Graveyard Shift Horror with Sheldon and Mike podcast, which we share those episodes on our Facebook feed here, as well as you can find us on iTunes and Stitcher with that name. Don't look for just the Graveyard Shift, because that's somehow an evangelical podcast. Yeah, called the Graveyard Shift, and it's about Jesus, and it's lasted like at least 125 episodes. So somebody's listening to it or is not getting the hint. And you can also check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/thegraveyardshiftpod, and you can see our Valentine's cards that we put out. They were a little bit of a last minute thing, so we didn't get to, they were out before we could tell anybody about them, but, check them out. Enjoy them. Hold on to them for a while and hand them out to your Valentine for next year.
All right, and if you want to find more from me, Ben, you can find my own solo show, Repeat One. It's a music podcast. That's on facebook.com/repeat1podcast. You can find it there. And if you want to find more, connect with us from the Playing with Power, you can, of course, reach out to us through any of the links on our website, playingwithpowerpodcast.com. We've got links up to our Patreon if you want to donate, links to iTunes if you want to go ahead and leave a rating, and, of course, links to our Facebook page where you can interact with us and send us questions and ask us to stop doing things. We'd be happy to listen and then completely ignore you. So, thanks, everybody, for listening. I'm Ben.
I'm Mike.
And now you're playing... Oh, and now you're playing with power.
Bye.
Bye.
Entertainment system. Now you're playing with power.
That shit sucks. I'm just kidding.
We typically don't have the guests jump into that portion. It's usually just the hosts.